Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to St. Paul's Church in Nantucket and to Midweek Music. My name is Joe Hammer. I'm the Director of Music and Organist here at St. Paul's. And what I just played was a piece by George Winston called Peace. And so I thought we'd take a look at some George Winston things today. He just died in 1923, so it wasn't that long ago, and was particularly well known, I guess, in the 80s, 90s for his piano, primarily piano arrangements of different original music as well as arrangements of existing tunes. Speaking of which, this one is actually a Christmas carol. He did not compose specifically sacred music, but he used a lot of sacred tunes and Christmas carols as well. So this one is Jesus, Jesus, Rest Your Head, and it's one that I'm sure many of us have heard before. Jesus, Jesus, Rest Your Head. Um, George Winston, you can almost always tell if it's a George Winston tune, I guess you could say. Um, there's some very distinct things about it. He's very much on the offbeats, and was definitely influenced by a lot of jazz performers, particularly New Orleans. And so this one is, again, one that he takes a familiar tune, and as it happens, it's Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, which is a Lutheran hymn tune from the 16th century, and one that's probably most famous because of Bach's arrangement. So here, George Winston has his own take on it, and I'm going to try to spread out the music here. So it's just called Joy, but it's based on Jesu Joy of Man's Desiring, as I mentioned, and kind of listen to pick out the melody line because it kind of stretches and pulls and does some fun things. Okay, here we go. George Whiston and Joy. Actually, on that, you could pretty well tell the tune, hear the tune. So that's Joy, based on Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. Let's now this this is totally different, totally different, and get rid of that. This is called Troubadour, and as the name implies, it has kind of a Spanish medieval Renaissance-y kind of take to it. So Troubadour. One of his shorter ones, actually, Troubadour. That's kind of fun. So here's what I do every so often. So here's the same thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing over again. But here's what happens if you pick up the tempo. Let's just see what happens. It has a different feel to it, doesn't it? Interesting. Okay, so here's something a little different too. I was so unfamiliar with this. I think this is called "Theme for a Futuristic Movie," and it definitely has a movie-esque sensibility to it, certainly. I don't know if it was ever used for a movie or not. But anyway, theme for a futuristic movie. theme for a futuristic movie. George Winston. It's interesting too. Notice how this particular one ends in a major chord. Happens to be an E major chord. Most of his songs don't. That's a little bit of a difference for him. Okay, so let's just keep on going here. Oh, so this is one called Prelude, and I would actually like to figure out. He wasn't above borrowing tunes, and this sounds like it's a borrowed tune from something. And I was doing some investigating, and I have no idea what it is. But anyway, take a listen and see if you can recognize a tune in here that's, it would be like a shaker hymn tune kind of thing. Prelude. Yeah, that's a nice, interesting ending too. Kind of leaves you hanging. I'm not going to do that one yet. Let's see here. Okay, and this is appropriate. So my partner John was familiar with this one. It's called Thanksgiving, and I guess it's from his, would make sense, his autumn album. And it's called Thanksgiving. And 'tis the season as it should be. So, okay, here we go. So this is George Winston and Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, George Winston. Now I'm the last one here is going to be it's a snippet, if you will. Uh, Again, this is one of those tunes that is well known by a lot of well known tune, George Winston. It is "Walking on Air," and the arrangement itself, or the composition itself, is pretty long actually, and it's also pretty difficult. So anyway, I'm just going to play the tail end, the part that everybody knows, and yeah. So "Walking on Air." It's a very wistful tune, "Walking on Air." So there we have George Winston. You know, one of the other ones I didn't play that's also well known is he did an arrangement of "Hark How the Bell," ba da 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 da. It's also from his Winter album, I would assume. So maybe sometime between now and the holidays, we'll pull that one out too. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon here at Midweek Music at St. Paul's. Lots of things coming up, lots of fun holiday things happening. So please stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.